Today we're going to talk about how to draw the ball. A lot has been written about this in magazines and articles, and if Laney and myself had about 10-15 minutes to teach a student, these would be the steps that we would take on how to design your swing to draw the ball. So what we would do first is, on the backswing, we would have the golfer straighten their right leg the most, which will allow their hips to turn the most, and they'll actually turn and slide them forward towards the target on their backswing. So do it one more time. So the hips will be turning because the right leg will be straightening, and will also be sliding forward at the same time. This will help create the most outward path for the golfer to start pushing and hooking. And also what this is going to do is it's going to make the golfer have the most turn at the top. So if you designed a swing where you had the most turn at the top, you turned your body the most, and then on your follow through you had the least amount of turn in your follow through, the swing would be designed to swing the most outward. Typically what we see is we see the golfer maintain the flex in their right knee, slide their hips actually away from the target. So you can already see how our hips haven't even turned. The knees bent, the hips haven't turned, and if anything, they've slid away. And then what they do from there is they fire their hips and spin forward. So you can see that a swing that has the least amount of turn on the backswing and the most amount of turn on the follow through is a swing that's designed to swing across. Now if you did the opposite, if you had a swing that had the most amount of turn at the top, the right leg straightened the most, the hips turned the most, and then on your through swing had the least amount of turn, this would create the most outward force for you to hit out at the ball and draw. Now we're going to show you this from down the line so you can see it from another view. Now we're looking at this from the down the line view, and now we're going to talk about how to make the ball start to the right and draw. So now if Laney takes the club back and she straightens her right leg the most, turns her hips and actually slides them forward, you can see how the space between her legs is the greatest here. Then if she comes through, does her through swing where she keeps pushing forward and keeps her foot banked in so her hips don't turn that much in the follow through, the swing will go the most to the right. So now she's going to demonstrate one. Nice. Now Laney's going to demonstrate the slice pattern. So she's going to have the least amount of turn on the backswing. The right knee is going to be the most bent. Then on her through swing, she's going to have the most amount of turn, which is going to make the swing go the most across the ball.
We hope you understand the point we were trying to make by showing the difference between a drawer and a slicer of the golf ball with those two swing demonstrations. Our latest PGA Tour winner, Jason Duffner, does a great example of how to draw the ball. Other examples would also include
Tom Lehman on the Champions Tour. A golfer has the most turn on the backswing and the least in the follow through, and you can tell by how his right foot stays down. And if you took that model and compared it to your amateurs on the driving range, you'll see a complete difference in the follow through, how the right foot's turned the most and how the body's spun way open.